You know, when we think about creating a more peaceful world, our minds usually jump to these big, grand things, right? Like treaties and global summits. But what if the real work, the work that actually lasts, starts a whole lot smaller? Today we're going to dig into a really fascinating idea, Montessori peace education, and how it's all about building harmony from the ground up, starting right in the classroom.
Okay, so let's just start with this powerful idea from Maria Montessori herself. She lived through some incredibly turbulent times, and she came to this amazing conclusion. Establishing lasting peace is the work of education. Now, that isn't just some nice, hopeful saying. For her, it was a mission statement, and it's really the foundation for everything we're about to talk about.
That big idea immediately brings up a pretty practical question, doesn't it? I mean, what does peace actually look like in a room full of energetic, curious, and, let's be honest, sometimes clashing kids? Is it just about being quiet? Is it just when nobody's fighting?
Well, the Montessori approach has a very different answer to that. So for this first part, let's explore this pretty unique definition of peace. And right here, this is the fundamental shift. See, in the Montessori world, peace isn't this passive thing. It's not just about what's missing, like arguments or yelling. It's an active, ongoing process. It's about deliberately, day in and day out, cultivating an environment of real harmony, mutual respect, and genuine kindness. So the goal here isn't just to have a quieter classroom. It's so much bigger. It's about building an internal foundation inside every child. This means you're actively helping them develop empathy and kindness. You're teaching them actual, concrete skills to resolve their own conflicts. You're fostering a deep respect for diversity by exploring the world's cultures. And ultimately, you're connecting them to our shared humanity, this idea that we're all in this together. These become the tools they can use for their entire lives.
Okay, so that's the big idea, the philosophy. But how does it actually get put into practice? Well, that brings us to the specific tools of harmony and how they're woven right into the fabric of daily life in the classroom.
Yeah, this isn't some one-off lesson you teach on a Friday afternoon. Peace is built into the environment through a whole toolkit of practices. You've got grace and courtesy lessons that teach simple social respect, like how to politely get someone's attention. There are peace corners, these quiet little spots where a child can go to calm down if they feel overwhelmed. There are conflict resolution circles that give kids a real structure to solve their own problems. You've got cultural studies to build that sense of global community, and even mindfulness practices to help them find that calm inside themselves. It's the whole shebang.
This all sounds fantastic in theory, but let's make it real. What actually happens when a normal, everyday conflict blows up between two kids?
So, it starts with a scene that every single parent or teacher knows by heart. Two kids, they both want the same thing. Maybe it's a set of blocks, maybe it's a puzzle. Tensions are rising and the argument starts.
Now here's where things are totally different. Instead of stepping in as the judge and jury, the teacher acts more like a guide. They invite the children to the peace table. This is a neutral space in the room that everyone knows is just for working things out respectfully. And there's this simple but incredibly powerful process. One child holds an object, it's often called a peace stone or a talking stick, and they get to speak their mind without any interruptions. The other child, they have one job and one job only, to listen. Not to think about what they're going to say next, but to actually hear what the other person is feeling. And then they switch. This little structure changes everything.
And what happens so often is that by simply giving each kid a voice and making sure they feel heard, the conflict itself just kind of melts away. They might decide to take turns or even work together. So yeah, the problem gets solved, but the most important thing is that the relationship is saved. Respect doesn't just remain, it actually gets stronger.
Now that one little interaction is powerful all on its own. But the real core of Montessori peace education is that these moments, they create a ripple effect. One that goes way, way beyond the four walls of the classroom.
You can almost picture it like concentric circles, spreading out. It all starts with peace in ourselves, learning how to find your own inner calm. That foundation is what allows for peace with our peers, handling those little conflicts. From there, those skills expand outward, helping a child be a positive force in their community, and eventually helping them understand peace in our world.
And the ultimate goal here, the real endgame, is a massive shift in mindset. Kids stop seeing peace as some external rule that adults make them follow. They start to see it as their own personal power, their own responsibility. They internalize this idea that they themselves are agents of peace.
Look, this framework is obviously incredible for children, but the principles are totally universal. Which brings us to our final thought. How can we take this and use it in our own lives?
This quote just sums it up so beautifully, doesn't it? It takes peace from being this huge, abstract ideal and brings it right down to earth, making it something you can actually do. It's not just a feeling, it's a set of behaviors. It's about what we actively do.
And maybe this is the most important takeaway of all. Peace isn't some finish line that we cross one day. It's a skill. It's just like learning to play the piano or speak a new language. You build it and you strengthen it through small, consistent, intentional actions every single day.
So, we'll leave you with that one final thought. If peace really is a skill, something that can be learned and strengthened with practice, then the only question left is, where are you going to choose to practice it today?